Hey, hello and welcome back to Rally Cry Collegiate Series. FBI Tugboat here with Novanta. We just saw a Kinglon dub, little 2-0 action, a shellacking both times. That was, what, 49 to 14, 53 to 39. That was Dan Molander who was able to bring it back like a little bit in the second game, but still a two-score difference.
Yeah, so one thing about tournament play, it's all about momentum and how you're able to roll through. So with scores like that, you have a lot of intimidation factor to your advantage. You have a new opponent.
100%, 100%. Taking a look at up next, we got, UPYMD coming on, or UMYPD. I knew I had that wrong. UMYPD. They beat Don't Vape 2-0, taking on against Kinglon. That was Dan Molander or Dub Molander. That's the way it is on the bracket. Dub Molander. We're maybe saying that wrong the whole time. Not 100% sure. Juice X Tay facing against the winner of Luke Step 47 and Quran 91402.
Well, yes, we have two participants coming off 2-0 wins. Something's got to give.
This does. Yes, it does. Right here, it'll be the Chiefs one way or the other. UMPY, Kinglon both reading the writing on the wall.
Oh man, you know what happened the last time the Chiefs played the Chiefs? We all got confused, man. Let's see if we keep these two teams straight when it comes to different play styles and all that momentarily.
Yeah, we'll see how this one goes. Neutral territory either started with or given to one team first. Arrowhead Stadium gets loud, folks, and you'll see the effect within Madden 24.
Well, we got to give both the participants a shout out for making sure it's happening. We also have to give a shout out to the Army National Guard for helping us out here today. The soldiers of the Army National Guard show up to the community, state, and country when they are needed the most. They are civilians and soldiers. Service Guard is part time. Soldiers in the Guard can work full time, go to school, go to work, fulfill their training at a minimum of 1 week in a month, and job specific annual training.
Yes, exactly. Army National Guard, guys, go ahead and Google if you are interested. And again, keep in mind that this isn't like a full time commitment as well. They are the first responders for us here at home. Now, what that means, of course, is that there are a couple monthly obligations and whatnot. But again, monthly, not weekly, not daily, anything else like that. Most people within the Army National Guard go forth and they'll have day jobs, or they'll even go forth and further their higher education. Speaking of further and higher education, there is both state and federal tuition assistance available for those of you who are getting involved with the Army National Guard.
Wow, I am interested, and if you are interested as well, learn more at nationalguard.com.
So we're going to be heading into this one in just a little bit. King Lawn, they had a lot of like offensive prowess with Isaiah Pacheco. Again, guys, if you're watching that, sorry about the mix up right there. Basically, say everything good we talked about the Melander, and then take it and apply it to King Lawn.
Yeah, that was a
So
game one thing.
yes, exactly, exactly. The biggest thing, of course, is just how much Isaiah Pacheco was able to get done. Not just receiving or not just running the ball, which is what you'd expect, but receiving the ball as well.
Yeah, look, we've seen UMYP on previous streams before, but like, again, I think the biggest thing, the biggest challenge for them today is how much you had King Lon's able to score in these games, putting up a 50 spot in that last one. So you have to be good, you have to be precise, and you have to score a whole lot of times to be in the conversation.
That's entirely fair. What is that? 63 points in the first game between King Lum and Molander. 53-39 equals 92 if that quick math is adding up right there for the second game right there. This is Kansas City, and you can only anticipate that this one's going to happen again.
Don't ask me about math. I went to a liberal arts college, but you're absolutely right. I think the high scoring affairs to them, you can't underscore quite enough. And so there's a challenge for there. But ultimately, again, much like our first series on the day, is knowing the playbook by default. The Chiefs are a very popular team. You have to know them in and out. So you're playing them on offense and defense. Well, it can be a lot harder to find ways to slot your way through to score.
Yeah, 100%. Defensively, I think the only other playbook you can really look at is like Sean McDermott's and the Buffalo Bills, but Andy Reid again, Super Bowl reason 2 times, yada yada. Offense, both defense, has been tuned very specifically to this Kansas City Chiefs squad, and on both sides of the field, it's going to show out and shine. Really, this is going to come down to like who has played this team the most, because they're going to be able to read things like on the other side of the field so much more easily if they have like really spanned the field and played both sides of this ball a whole lot.
And then one of the things too, you can't really do it by like playing the Chiefs on all Madden or anything like that because the way we play user versus user, it's just a whole nother level. More shotgun plays, more drawing out the defense, more taking the time before Hail Mary passes. It's a whole different beast.
100% agreed. 100% agreed. Not going to get a kickoff return attempt on this one. Really examining the entire playbook. This is like when the robot gets a hold of human knowledge and just like flips a page and just like kind of blinks to like record it and flips the page and flips the page and just gets it all in immediately.
I was going to say this is the first time I had called tech support and they took control of my screen. It was like, oh no, the future is here. Gotta wait. I guess like we're just all right. Now it's time to play some football. I'm in.
There's a deep pass to start this one off. Did no, yeah, Valdez Scantling definitely did not get the toes inside of this one. It's like a
I
little
mean,
bit of a crisper connection to this game as well. This is just looking a lot better.
oh yeah, definitely. I do think that both players have been here before and they know the technical requirements. And what we saw already was a really impactful play. Didn't work out for them, but that shows both teams was not willing to play small ball at the gate.
Speaking of playing small ball, first attempt or first completion there in the second attempt, excuse me. 8 yards on the advantage here. 1/3 of the way through this football field is Kadarius Tony. There you go. So the simple fact remains that we did not see a whole lot of Kadarius Tony in the first couple of games for these two. Now, UMPY, we're just gonna call it Umpy. Umpy, we cool with
I,
that?
I would. I would.
Umpy, Umpy.
Yeah. Yeah,
The simple fact
like
that Umpy's getting
lumpy
Kadarius
or
Tony involved.
grumpy or
Rumpy,
dumpy.
Lumpy.
Dumpy,
Whoa,
yeah.
whoa.
Hey, 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 hey.
Sure, Kinglon will be saying that one, especially if that's another 49-14 shellacking. We've had Kinglon show up in the chat as well. And folks, if you're watching along, let's hear it. Who are your predictions for this game to go forth and punch a ticket to a little bit farther along within the Rally Cry Collegiate Series?
Yeah, imagine if you get the prediction right, you too could be Nostradamus. But yes, Umpy moving themselves upfield. I wonder if they're going to strike first or where they're going. Looks like every bit the possibilities right there. Could be a touchdown. And that says no way at the end.
No small ball here. No small ball. Throws it long and throws it tall as King Lawn continuing their defensive attempts. Reed brought back just a little bit, haven't been forced to cover the corner. And Pacheco, after they roll out, that's a big blown tackle. And Pacheco gets across one, almost spins around the second as well. 7 plays for 60 yards right now for Umpy.
Well, I can't say I'm surprised to get Pacheco involved so early in this game, but already making an impact right there is golden.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
Well, that wasn't the most graceful landing, but it's effective none the same. Umpy opens the scoring account there with a pass, a dart right in the end zone.
Mm, Harrison Bucker stays perfect across now, I guess, 3 games of 2 sides of Kansas City Chiefs. Can't be surprised about that one. Butker frequently the bailout player here for the Kansas City Chiefs when giving them points when they need them the most.
You know what? That's like the best role to be in, where it's kind of like, oh man, we messed up. Let's get tugboat. That's kind of cool.
They do not want me kicking our balls or kicking their balls. Not by any means, dude. I think that's one of those things that a lot of times people look at and be like, yeah, man, like I could definitely kick like a 30-yard field goal, right?
Yeah,
And then they bring people out on the field, and it's even worse when then half ice, half rink shots like they do in like the NHL, or like the half court shots that they try for the threes like in the NBA.
right. Yeah, it's almost impossible. For me, though, I always watch football and I'm like, oh, I could probably long snap into my 50s. And then I realize I don't have a chance. What am I doing?
Mm. Being a punter, though, being a punter, right? Like, you go on, nobody has to hold the ball for you. It's just you picking it and kicking it, right? And it's also like a penalty if anybody touches you while you're on the field. So, there's that.
Yeah, I got a feeling I'll break so many toes, though.
Speaking of breaking hearts here, that's Miko Hartman Jr. breaking the arts of the Umpy defense here. Is that's going to be really, really close to this end zone. Big bomb sets this up right across the middle. Pacheco almost gets this one slapped out, but 3 for 3 as Kinglon's Mahomes stays perfect.
Yeah, I'm a little worried though about those pass plays. I mean, they hopefully work and they're moving the change and everyone's been moved up, but they have a kind of a lazy air to them. Hope they don't get picked off as the game moves on.
2nd and 2. 2nd and 2. What do you do? I give this to a man named Pacheco. Oh, the misdirection. Valdez Scantling. This is such a great play. It paid off earlier for King Lon as well. Maybe Umpy watching a little bit of broadcast and forced to listen to us, Novanta.
Yeah, for hey, look, we have some good expert
There's
commentary.
Pacheco.
Sometimes once every 3 weeks or so, but it's there.
Give you guys the sound bits that you so knowingly want and need. Put Harrison Butker steps back, and we got a tie game here. Almost so Kinglon's games at least start similarly when the other player is playing the Kansas City Chiefs. It seems.
Yeah, I gotta say that. I mean, we had a very small sample size, but that's something you should take home and if you're take note of if you're in the tournament, you also play with the Chiefs.
Are they fair? Are they fair? King Lon opted in with the same exact kind of kind of strat earlier. Kick it off to they're 9. Tantalize them a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Give them a little bit of reason to do it because frequently that's going to end in less than 25 yards. It's a fair catch on this one, starting at quarter way through this field.
Yeah, it's the best way to look at it, though. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of times where it's just smarter to do the fair catch, but if you're able to fool the defense, you can really give yourself a huge leg up if you know what you're doing.
Fair, entirely fair. Sets back. Almost in a Narnia right there. The middle linebacker now bites up. This is the entire field open on the right side, and realizing it, the player does. Reed is like right there. Yeah, a great job bringing Reed back on down. Like, yes, you make this so much more like dangerous for the passing play,
Yeah.
but everybody realizes that Mahomes is just about to take off right there.
I mean,
Yeah,
they got something, but it wasn't what they wanted, though.
yeah, very true. But I mean, Aaron Rodgers with that much space could have gotten 20 yards, right? And you're really, really just trying to force the no first down here, the turnover, or at least pressure on fourth,
Wow, the Aaron Rodgers shade. What was that for? Why is he catching strays?
because he is 42 years old, right? Bring
Oh,
Tom Brady back, give him that much yards, and again, 15, 20 yards or something like that. It's just not, you know what I'm saying? It's not the
I,
same. Give Lamar
I,
Jackson that much leverage, and he'll put 9 points on the board somehow.
I guess you're right. I can't knock that, but you're absolutely right. I mean, you have so many options there. It's like almost going to the buffet and just taking home a couple of rolls, right? You have an opportunity. It's
Yeah,
up to you to execute.
there's the turnover. Nicely done. This is exactly what Kinglon wanted, and getting it back with pretty good field position.
Turnover on downs in Madden is not the move at all. Definitely makes you wonder what the heck happened. Hopefully, it doesn't become a common occurrence.
Has there been a TOD that turnover on down so far? Big bomb! Valdez Scantling brings this one right into the breadbasket and puts another 6 points on the board. Perfect plays, King Lon. This is shaping up to be another rather high scoring barn burner knee knocker affair.
Well, that's something to be expected. And that was almost a block, all coming around to make sure that was an opportunity, but definitely goes in for the point after touchdown. To answer your question, a lot of turnovers on downs are something that you can see that are fine. You know, if sometimes do 4th and 2 and the running play gets stopped. But as the first time I think we saw in a long while a passing play stops to have that ball change possession. So, like I said, you don't want that to happen all too often, but it's part of the game.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 14 now here for King Lon. Gonna have to like kind of feel that that was like a slight mistake for Umpy. I mean, like again, like man coverage up close, just kind of not a thing of completely of the past, just favored more of zone, and there's just nobody back right here. This was just a little bit just threading the needle type situation, right? You had both cornerbacks there across the middle of the field, kind of closing in on the numbers, and this is just perfectly slotted right to the middle. Kadarius Toney brings it in for a big first down.
And goes right back to the well the second time, and is also as successful. You see, talking about having a rhythm and momentum when you have the game going up tempo. That's super critical in a series like this.
21 total points in the first quarter here. That is one of the only themes actually really that has held true across all three now of these Kinglon games. First two 2-0 over Demolander. Now, what? I mean, even Kadarius Tony. I mean, two catches in this is already more than the first two games that we saw. Again, without a Kansas City Chiefs matchup as well. Tony just mostly getting neglected. Johnson right up the middle does get a little bit okay. He started his sliding motion in real life. He'd been tarred and feathered and thrown out of Arrowhead, but that's not here and now.
Yeah, try to go for a sliding formation, hits the wall, and just slides around them. So
Checo, nicely done. Another 6 points on the board. Butker with another opportunity to prove to stay perfect.
yeah, well, I love high scoring affairs, but this one's going back and forth, tit for tat, to and fro, and the balance of power can really come down to the clock. But as it stands right now, we are all squared up at 14 apiece.
Love it. Love it. This is another 4 plays, 75 yards. Yeah, this is rather fast football. Uh the next person who takes advantage was really going to want to start thinking about burning clock, right? This is the time to take advantage in the end of the first half and then kind of come in with an advantage at the beginning of the second with no opportunity on the other side to answer. Even if you just hold, you get a touch, they get a field goal. That's still 4 points going into the second half. And I'd still be happy with that.
Yeah, so typically I would agree with you in circumstances, but because everything's kind of even, I would say if you ever get the ball back with the lead, then you start employing that clock management. But it's kind of odd to see if how much clock management is in the minds of these players. Sometimes I feel like it's all they think about, and other times I feel like you don't think about the clock at all.
That's entirely fair. Entirely fair. A couple really, really smart decisions in regards to that clock. First matchup of the day. A couple kind of head scratchers, we're going to be honest. The same sort situations. Allowed 2 rushing yards so far. That's Pacheco losing a couple right now. Really just going back to like a kind of a clean slate type situation. What do you do? Lon, big one out to the side. Pacheco catches this one right to the outside as Kinglon's Patrick Mahomes stays perfect at 5-5.
Well, Pacheco, eyes in the back of the helmet, being able to target and bring that down. You got to make sure he's locked down. If not, you'll have to catch like that all night long.
Checo, nicely done. Right side. Right side. So 3 rushes, adding another couple yards on here. I like what Kinglon's doing and trying to like mix up the pace of play right here. But Umpy's defensive line is just too good right now.
Yeah, well, if you're good, you're great, you're feeling it right now. Look, even though the score is tied, it does feel like two different things that are so different but so complementary. Almost like a yin yang symbol, the defensive Umpy, the offensive king on. So we're gonna see which one's gonna break first, but I'm all for it.
Bend but not break. That's what you got to hold your defense to. Speaking of, Umpy's got a fantastic opportunity right now. You could go for a third Pacheco run and push this to, I mean, even 4th and 1 is kind of a gimme because of how we've been playing so far. 2 minute warning now. Run play would run this clock, and Umpy would have to burn a second one if they want to have an opportunity to get this ball back before this half ends. Trips loaded up on the right side. Valdez Scantling gets the ball and tackled for loss, actually. 4th and 4 coming up right now.
Yeah, I remember that last game we had the longest second ever. You know, you can't leave anything to chance. It comes to burn that clock.
That's fair. That was Miko Hardman on the bomb right there. Now a big one. Speaking of Miko Hardman, and he shall appear. 7-7, 158. Throw a touchdown in there for some flavor.
Well, Kinglon loving that left side of the field, using it, working it, trying to double down when need be, and already he's looking at a third touchdown if he have his next run right.
Well, Dia so far ending points outside of the turnover on downs at TOD. 5 seconds to go is handed off to Pacheco as he makes his way for 3 or 4 up the middle. Clock is running. Timeout now called for Umpy.
Interesting. I'm not calling the timeout here, but hey, look, you have a full minute or just about a little less than that to come up with another idea. I'm thinking go back to what works for you, pass on the left side.
Yeah, Kinglon. I feel like there's almost, well, I guess you have a 2nd and 7 situation, so you can get a first down here. There's going to be the passing play. Valdez Scantling with the bullet right out to the outside, little screen action. There's another timeout last for Umpy, only a couple seconds burned off this previous. 3 receptions and 28 yards for Marquise Valdez Scanling.
Well, that's the idea. Pass to the left. Just got stopped that time, but we saw that coming, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, Kinglon, like you were talking about going back to the well, Kinglon's tried this one several times. It's just gotten blown up every single time. I think either Umpy is fantastic defensively minded or maybe watched a little bit of the broadcast of the first game.
Hmm.
Surveying the field, plenty o time. That is just outside of a pick. My goodness. Talk about threading the needle. Kinglon throws the dice yet again. They're going to come up with his side this time.
Ah, fortune favors a bold air tugboat. What a dime. Touchdown, baby.
Johnson was a quarter of a step, like a couple of inches outside of getting the hands up and taking this one. I mean, a pick in the end zone be absolutely just disastrous to the mental here, momentum for King Lon, but that's a different universe. Not living in that one right now.
To say the least. I know it's going to be on the line for both these teams. An opportunity for some cash, some pride, and a ticket to Detroit. And for the NFL draft, you know, everyone's turning everything up here. What a stop.
Yeah. Have you ever been to Detroit?
No, actually, my plan this summer, I'm actually a MLB ballpark chaser. I haven't seen
Nice,
Comerica
nice.
Park, so I want to hit up to see the Tigers play. So either this summer or next.
Love that. Love that. I've been to actually I have been never been to an NFL game. I've been in NFL stadiums for other events, concerts and other games and stuff like this, non-NFL regular season games. That
Penalty
okay.
there for
I think
encroachment.
Nick Bolton
Interesting.
just like just dives to the other side right there. Not 100%. Oh,
Not
sorry about
sure
that,
what
guys.
happened there. That was a situation of hitting the wrong button, or just you're gonna get really, really anxious. First day of school vibes, it
Yeah,
seems.
right. Yeah, exactly. It's like I just want to go. I just want to go. They already took his picture. They're gonna put it on the fridge when they get home. You just got way too excited and cut the line.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, it's kind of interesting about talk about NFL stadiums. I had the pleasure to go to the local one by my house, SoFi Stadium here
Hey,
in
there you
Los
go.
Angeles. And one, don't drive there; it gets parking through the roof. But once you get there, it's a whole different vibe. I mean, I watch the Chargers, and a lot of times, a lot of the
Mhm.
away fans drown out the Charger fans. But you can tell sometimes the home field advantage, if done right, can really impact the game. And also, if you have road traveling fans, it can impact the game the other way.
No, I completely understand that. I completely understand that. Like, I have, like, it's the vibe is always interesting, just like in New York, right? With LA, but the vibe is always interesting when you have two teams with like playing in the same arena, like two teams that technically like the same home stadium, right?
Right.
Um, first off is just like it's just kind of it's almost like a rented space. It's almost like the what are they called? The ones the workspaces that you rent and this company will go in there for we work.
Well, yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
it took me a while to get there.
Well, the company doesn't exist anymore, so I know what you're talking
It
about.
doesn't. It doesn't.
There's always like what a connection there, and we're still going. No, I was gonna say there's always a vibe where it's like one team is more like the stodgy historical one, and it's like the one team that's like the dysfunctional fun one. And so Chargers, Jets, I guess the AFC are the functional fun ones in those cases.
I can agree with the vibe. Agree with the vibe. Checo,
Mhm.
what's that second reception? 16 and a half or 15 and a half yards per right there is getting trips, getting called for the left side, even getting big man Travis Kelsey, number 87, involved. No Noah Gray on the field right now, I don't believe. Only one passing opportunity to the right side. Gives me zone coverage called up and way outside. That's going to be a burned one as Umpy's just looking for a way in edgewise.
Not sure what happened there. Had all the space, all the time, wasn't really under any sort of pressure. Just maybe a little bit not zealous enough on that strength meter.
Yeah, it just ended up way, way, way to the outside. Not a whole lot for anybody to have done about that one. 7 back, surveying the field, slings rock. That's swatted down, but gonna be happy that that was not brought inside to his numbers because there was a solid route on the outside. And a pick six would be exactly what Umpy wants right now in the last couple of seconds, or excuse me, what King Lawn wants right now in the last couple of seconds before we go to the second half.
Yeah, there's your warning shot there. If I can say the phrase, you have an opportunity to put something on the board as far as completed passes, but you can't do it through traffic like that. It was swatted down. Could have been easily an interception. Thankfully and graciously, we do this again.
14-21. Well, only a few plays left into this half right now as defenses get selected on the 21. If you're Umpy, are you satisfied with 3 in the end?
The second one, I mean, yeah, what you can do is you have all the time in the world on the other half of the jump, so you don't have to do anything too out of the ordinary. But heck, why not? It's Madden, go for it. Called it.
Ooh, love it, love it. That's going to be inside right now, and that's going to be another Isaiah Pacheco touchdown.
Yep, talking about having options at your disposal, might as well get yourself on level ground once again. And that one was a dart. I thought it was going to be dropped, but it wasn't because Pacheco's just that good, goaded style. Here's a touchdown.
When after attempt coming in, is Butker opportunity to stay perfect, up and down and in. We got a tie ball game going into the second half, barring any kind of scoring opportunities for Kinglon.
Everyone's all about fair catches anyway. I don't know.
Are we going to? We selecting it here? We figuring this one out?
4 seconds.
There you go. Okay, so just take Umpy was just taking a sip of water. That's all good, guys. It's all good. 4 seconds to go. 4 seconds to go. I mean, we've had a couple like early departures from competitions, but this is as side up as it gets. So I'd have been very very surprised if that was the case. Bucker boots this one to the left side. Hardman Jr. receives, excuse me, from the 15. Is going to get down. We have another longest second of the universe right here as we get one more play. Need I remind you, folks? King Vaughn got this one done before. He's just like showing it to us, just like I could do it. I could do it if I wanted to.
Yeah, imagine that. Just like tie game and a halftime. Oh, I can't do this next game. No, it's interesting too because we had 4 seconds, and to your credit, I should have ended the half, but we got one more. So let's kind of see what's going to be on their mind here.
100% completion ratio right there for King Lon. That's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Obviously, more yards on the other side, but about half as good on the completion ratio right there. Both with 2 touchdowns.
The tail of the tape and having twin Patrick Mahomes, it makes you wonder about the different kind of play styles between the two. And it's interesting because despite this fact, you would say, oh, well, King Lon's Patrick Mahomes is more efficient. We're still a tie game.
Yeah, so a little bit of network issues, folks. We saw this plenty last week as well. It's just Madden servers. Madden servers got a Madden server. We're gonna stick here with you guys for just a couple of seconds. If they do have to go back and do the reset, I mean, it is they'll just be essentially playing one half. It's a tie game. It is going right on in there to the third quarter, completely clean slate type situation, which is not something we could have said about any of our games so far. That was Kinglon taking a handed advantage going into the second half in both of those thus far, and then just kind of ploying that into a longer and larger lead afterwards.
Yeah, nobody ever wants to be in a situation with Wi-Fi problems. Doesn't matter if you're playing the game or casting the game, but if there ever was going to be an issue to suspend something, I mean, your tie game at halftime, it's pretty much a clean break if there ever was one.
Absolutely, absolutely. If we're looking at this, both players involving Pacheco, that is going to be a huge name of the game. One of these players is involving more than just Mecole Hardman and Valdez Scantling, though, and that of course is Umpy. Kadarius Toney got a little bit of love. Rasheed Rice got a little bit of love, and especially given like yes, you could especially Madden numbers wise, there's differences like physically between these guys, but all of these can really make this thing work when they're taking moderate to longer balls and spreading the ball about and being less predictable is never going to be something that I'm going to complain about, Namonta.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the name of the game. We see the same, I won't say the same, but we see a very small selection of teams being played in this tournament. We talk about how important creativity is. And it's not so much of coming up with plays that are in the back of the playbook, it's even having the plays that you have and trying different options in the same plays we're familiar with. So why not put everything up to your disposal, use all the tools that you have, and hopefully get yourself that dub and move on.
Yeah, so we are going to so we're going to go to a very short break, guys, while they go forth and get this one set up. If they're reconnecting, then we're just going to play out the rest of the game right there. If they are forced to like recreate the situation, then we're just going to play a single half, right? That is just the thing that makes sense because given again, they were perfectly even between the two of them. See if Kinglon's perfect completion record as well stays perfect with 7-7 there, Devonta.
Absolutely. I think we get word from production that we're actually back here. Is that what it
There
is?
you
Is that
go.
is that
There
a
you go.
vision?
I'm
We're okay. We're gonna
got
be
you.
right back. We're gonna be right back after this quick message.
Hello and welcome back, folks. We are back. We are here and we are live. This is a tie ball game. Okay, folks. I didn't realize we got a little disconnect coming out of that, but given these two teams were 21, ooh, excuse me, 21 and 21, Kinglon and Umpy, both tied going into the second half. We're just going to play the second half. That's pretty much it. Only going to play one half right here to determine the winner for this first game of the best of three. Myself, FBI Tugboat, here with my man Novanta,
Hey,
ready to bring you guys the action.
so what does that mean? Do we like add the score here to the total we had before at 21, or we consider this the official
Hmm.
score for the record books? Or am I just thinking too much?
Uh, Definitely the second, but a worthwhile question. Yes, no, we're definitely going to be adding this one up. 21 plus whatever these teams do put. So there will be no skunks. There will be no shutouts here. No teams with 0 points, regardless, coming into the now second half. Spanning the field, looking forward, up and in. That's Pacheco going out and playing the receiver role perfectly. A stat I do want to carry over as well as King Lon 7 for 7. Perfect completions here for Patrick Mahomes. I think that was like 160 yards and touches.
You know what? I gotta say this is totally not the intent of this, but it's pretty cool. A cool detail that it's now daytime at Arrowhead. Like they went home, had some coffee, took a nap, now they're back in the field.
Love that. Love that. Timeout coming in the beginning of the first quarter here for King Lawn. Or no, excuse me. Hang on. Okay. There you go. Yes, King Long on the offense. Sorry about that, guys. Umpy on the right side in the defense. Spanning the field yet again. Barely getting this one out. Mecole Hardman gets this one plus a little bit more on the backside for a first down, plus a little bit more.
I was wondering what the timeout was happening so early. It looked like they were trying to take some extra time to see what was going to be the plan of attack. But hey, you know what? First down, I mean, it was all worth it, right?
Well, I agree. I agree. Anything for that first. Pacheco playing the receiver role again. Gets up to the first and one. Spitting distance away right now. Everybody's expecting Pacheco, but hey, everybody was expecting that in that Seattle Patriots game, right? Well, they're going to give it to Marshawn Lynch this time.
Wow, that's a deep cut for the old heads. But yes, touchdown there. And we know what? That tie is now officially broken. First 7 points on the board. This one's for King Lawn, which seems to be a common trend today.
Yeah, scoring first, scoring early in whatever half it is, first or second half. Traditionally, his first half has been explosive. No reason to believe the second half isn't going to be the same, even post reset.
Yeah, and it kind of makes you wonder what the reset is. I know we talked about tournament play all the time and having to have the stamina to go through different opponents, but having a break in the middle of a series makes you wonder what's going to pay out there. But now, the person has to answer that question first is Umpy because they did not score that last drive. They got scored upon, and now it's time for their answer.
100% agreed. 100% agreed. Like, however, Umpy is going to respond to this is going to determine the rest of this series. Do they go forth and score, kind of tie this one back up, bring us back to a clean slate, neutral situation, or is this going to be another turnover on downs, or God forbid, even the pick six and whatnot? We have seen, I guess, a fumble so far, but obviously this is Madden 24, and that just doesn't happen as often,
It doesn't happen
especially when
nearly
there's not
as
like a user interaction with it, right?
That's absolutely the case. But even so much in sort of this tournament, I mean, I think this week has been pretty clean when it comes to the fumbles. I know we had one game that was like six of them in the game, and I was like, "What's going on?" Everyone just has butterfingers, you know.
Yeah, maybe a rainy day or something like that. Not sure. Not sure. That would be interesting. That'd be interesting. They take it to a field that is not a dome. Wow, Patrick Mahomes has enough time to go ahead and do his taxes, and the IRS comes a calling regardless.
Well, that serves him right. He's out there moonwalking and two stepping. It's like, what are you doing? Just
There
go
you
ahead and
go.
throw it.
Keeping the style alive. It never dies, people. Never dies. Patrick Mahomes. Ooh, sacked down now. Here's a question for you. Who would you say is the coolest player in the NFL? Just like just
Uh,
just straight up cool factor, got everything about it.
Ooh, that is a tough question. I mean, because the coolest person is obviously me. But
There it is.
are we talking about current players,
Current
coaches,
players
or?
within the NFL. Yeah, we'll go coaches as well.
Oh man,
That'd be a hot take if you said a there's a
yeah.
couple of coaches maybe I
I
could
mean,
say
I
over.
like the vibe down in Miami. That's pretty fun.
That was exactly what I was about to say. That's exactly what
Yeah,
I was about to say, Brian down there. Especially with how much extra like insight he has given the NFL and the ESPN, like what is it called? The mic'd up stuff. Yeah, there you go, the
yeah,
mic'd up stuff.
yeah.
Oh, speaking of. Travis Kelsey act like he's mic'd up on stage right now performing the Swifties. There's a huge touchdown after a nice corner shot. Umpy responding in kind.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. How do you respond to a tie half? Is to keep the game tied, make it more dramatic, and the point after touchdown is good, cinematic style. Look at that!
Love
Wow.
that cinematic style. Uh, Justin Jefferson though, cold as ice, dude.
Okay.
All those commercials really like anybody who didn't see him before can just watch those commercials. Had the grill, had the chains, and just his swagger and just straight up, just his personality is that of. It's not an arrogant player; it's of a confident player. There's a huge difference between those two things, and Justin Jefferson embodies that perfectly.
I'm just because I'm gonna create chaos. So what's your opinion? The difference between arrogance and confidence?
Uh, It is the self-assuredness, right? I feel like arrogance, is forced, right? Arrogance
Mm.
comes off the back of insecurity. Confidence is just not maybe a little bit of not caring, not caring, like, really, like, knowing that I do this and other people's opinion thereof just doesn't matter. I'd say that's probably the root cause. Or maybe it's more like a disregard for, like, either completely neutral disregard. You know how they say that the opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a little bit of it right there. Just not having it affect you so much, like caring about the opinions of other people, but not really having it affect you. You
A
know?
boat with life advice. What a catch! Wow, that's
we did get
confident.
we did get off topic a little bit right there. But hey, that's the Justin Jefferson effect, perhaps. I don't know. First and goal right here as Kinglon knocking on the door yet again, barely gets this one off. That's going to be our first. Wow, yeah, that's going to be the first incomplete pass. He went 7 for 7 on this one. So that is, of course, 15 for 15. Now misses the 16th pass of this one and stays goes 15 for 16. Sorry.
One of those times that Pat was so glad of gravity because I was popped up, could have been brought down, but the
Hmm.
gravity of other plans. But yeah, you can also tell the frustration that's in having that hot run, having it broke up the way it did. Yikes.
Pacheco as a little bit across the middle and falls down right there. But again, looked like to me that was going to be another six. King Lon's going to have to run at least one more play to put points on the board.
Well, this is unfortunate because sometimes that third and goal can might as well be a chasm, right? When you get so close to be stopped. Let's see if they have an answer for it. And the answer they do after a
Yeah.
touchdown and then some, almost jumped out of bounds,
The double
but
leap.
didn't.
I love that.
But, oh man, that'd have been awkward just double leaping out of bounds. But
That'd be a great
touchdown.
touchdown celebration. Like the like leapfrogging like with your teammates in the end zone. Like
Yeah. Then you get fined.
oh, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, much like the same, even with the break, it just seems to be back and forth. Now it's time for Umpy to have an answer. Now being down by 7, still in the third slash first.
The third. The third. I think it's a better one. Better one to better way to preface it. 3 seconds left. This matchup between Kinglon and Umpy, all drives have ended in the end zone so far between these two. Umpy is once again at the, kind of fighting from behind type situation, and another timeout comes in 3 seconds outside of the fourth quarter. I'm not understanding why these timeouts are getting thrown away like this.
And maybe a little bit of extra sauce on it, but hey.
That'll cost you 35 cents, man.
Woo! 35 cents. I'm out. I don't think how much you're getting paid to be in the booth.
Oh, second quarter, quote quote, fourth quarter really starting right now is where Boots are really going to have to hit the bricks, and determine a difference between these two teams. Kinglon is showing out earlier. Now he's going to run the ball out as Umpy. That gets out to the first down plus a little bit more.
Well, Pat Mahomes getting involved. Not the fastest QB in the game, but I understand that both players like to have him scramble just a little bit. Even though you're down by 7, it's very important to score in this drive to keep that momentum becoming a pendulum, right? Or seesaw, I guess.
I get you. The back and forth, the back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Second and 7 right now. Need a time right here. Umpy really does need to maintain this clock as well. Can't really be affording to be burning 20 seconds every single time they leave a runner in bounds, and they're going to do that one again. Pacheco catching a big one, going out 112 yards for his total.
Not sure what's more impressive. Was it the pass, the catch, or keeping on to the ball as it being torn down there?
Definitely going to be impressive right there. Goes through the thick of things and comes out on top with a couple of yards right there, even after the contact behind the line of scrimmage. 5 seconds in the play clock, fake pass hand or fake handoff, excuse me, off over to Pacheco. That's going to be a nice rush right up the middle for a first down.
And Mahomes doing it all himself. First down, moving it forward.
Warning coming in right now. Umpy feeling the pressure. This defense has done decently so far to at least not allow any big plays down the boards. Pacheco, rocket in hand, runs this one down again. And the question now begs, so if Umpy scores in this fourth quarter, Kinglon does not, and we go essentially 35-35, do we just treat the second half of this game as the overtime or?
Oh man, that is a questions I don't want to know. It's like a time travel movie paradox. Listen, I hope it doesn't come to that.
You have to think about that one. Nicely done. Kadarius Tony gets out after the check down, really surveys options and goes with a short one, but one nonetheless. 3rd and 5, much better than 3rd and 10. Surveying the field, sending, I believe that's Mecole Hardman a little bit farther out to the right side. Now surveys the field, pops out 4th and 5. There is no real decision here with only 42 seconds left.
That's just unfortunate because it felt like there was a chance to tie it up or to burn the clock to score late, but now you're out of options.
Really are. Really are. One more. Keep this drive alive. The hopes and dreams of Umpy and Tony right there just gets picked up and trucked into the ground. 35 is going to be angry. I believe that's Watson angry that they gave up this first down. Timeouts coming in now for the last few seconds of this fourth quarter.
Critical stop, and that could be the end of the game if Kinglon knows what is good for them. The last thing you want to do is have a heartbreaker situation. So yes, put everyone forward.
Was looking like right now. Handoff to Pacheco, but he's downed in the backfield here. That's going to be a good little loss for the side of Kinglon, making this one a lot harder. 3 more downs to go because, again, he's not doing it, but that's no timeouts left. Kadarius Tony out to the middle right a little bit. 14 seconds to go. This is burning way too much clock. This is burning way, way, way too much clock. You want to have at least a couple more downs. Pacheco to the outside, standing there for a couple to bring this one to 4 seconds. We got a tie ball game.
Oh man, so you're right. Do you force an overtime? You try to go for two. I guess we're gonna have an overtime situation.
Barring Williams getting in from the inside. Yeah, no one gets even close. Butker stays perfect. Tie ball game. Overtime is least in the cards right now.
I'm not even sure how overtime works if you're playing on a regulation quarter, but maybe that's a question we should ask our admins because it looks very much the case here.
Yeah, we're getting answers typed out as of right now. Mecole Hardman gets this one. It's going to be bomb territory for Kinglon. And I mean, just to try. I mean, actually, this is a good question. Do you try for a bomb, or like a more like moderate size, or the full hail mary? Like a moderate size to get up in 3 seconds, run to the outside, or call your timeout, whatever else, and then try and kick a super long field goal.
Super long field goals definitely are effective, but you know me, man. This is mad. It's all about glory. Give me that
There's
85-yard bomb. Give me the cybernetic elbows to make sure it's possible.
Yeah, there's not really even any way for them to get all the way down there as well. There's going to be launched all the way out. Kelsey tries to bring it down. Not going to happen. Overtime we go.
Wow. Imagine if that was going to be a situation. Imagine if they caught that. Imagine if you got the last second buzzer. We're only going to overtime. We're going to see how that looks like in the situation. It's about regulations and times and all that stuff. But can't knock it for trying for that long last minute bomb.
Yeah. So, going to be treating our third quarter here within the game essentially as an OT. We're getting confirmed right now from our absolutely goaded production staff, but no reason not to. Obviously, there'd be a little bit different. Both teams get one possession, both scored. Yep. Okay. Sudden death. Yep. So, just making sure they're just having to confirm everything over there. 5 minute quarters. That's standard for Madden 24. Let's get this one going. Players have been informed of the situation. Let's get this one going. There
Oh,
will be a
man.
winner in 5 minutes.
Sudden death. What? What?
Da-da-dum. Da-da-dum. Like,
Ye-
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? I missed that show.
oh, that was classic. They still have it on the air though.
No way.
Yeah. So we're getting the rules from production here. Both teams get one possession. If they both score, then it becomes sudden death. So kind of a silver goal situation for those teams. Doesn't mean you can fall asleep at the wheel. So it comes down to who's sharper to make sure they get themselves on the board.
100% feel you on that one. 100% feel you on that one. Both teams with the possession, both score, and sudden death. Kelsey gets out, first down, and a little bit more, a tad bit more. Kinglon has missed two completions so far in this game, or two previous quarters added to this game's two quarters, added to now one pass in this overtime situation. Throw out, Pacheco receive. Now a poorly timed juke. Actually, this was a just pick your favorite post and run towards it, right?
Well, I mean, absolutely. If you know that you have the skills to evade everybody, you can't knock someone for trying to roll the dice. But sometimes it comes up snake eyes.
And just sometimes it's just, hey, the lane is open and there's nobody in front of me that needs to be juked. I just need to beat feet and run as quickly as I can, even if Pacheco gets a little bit of flack caught for it on social medias.
Medias.
Social medias, the Googler. Twitter will always be Twitter. I'm never going to call it X.
Yeah, I feel
I
like
don't
it's
think
going
I've
to.
I don't think I've called it X once since they actually changed the name.
I mean, I do just for like the host of the shows I do, but I feel like it's gonna have what a oh my
Ooh.
goodness, going the other way now and see has a full ride. Oh, gets cut off by the knees. I was gonna say that was pretty much going to be a touchdown, foregone conclusion, but it got stopped pretty late with that pick.
Kinglon looking for it. That's going to be their one guaranteed possession within this game. And now it's going to be Umpy's really Umpy's game to win. A fantastic play right there that's going to determine a lot. Here comes the 3 point. This is decently long, but this will be a deciding factor given that Kinglon had their possession up and in. Yes,
Oof.
sir. This is going to be Umpy winning game number one in our official overtime situation.
That was a little bit closer than I thought it would have been. It was not enough juice out there towards the end, but ultimately that was the case. We were wondering about how it was going to go down, but frankly, the ball, don't lie, was a full goal, and now Umpy has the game in hand.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's going to be the advantage, right? That King Lon going to be facing a situation where, like, he is faced like being down and by like a touchdown or two. He does not face actually being down in a series though. So this is a fight back type situation here for King Lon. Kansas City on Kansas City. I see no reason to change either of these teams for either of these players, right?
No, not at all. I mean, I think we saw so many lopsided victories, not just this week, but during the tournament. That when you have this close scoring, tight quarters kind of game, it comes down to who's more precise on the day. And to be fair with you, King Lon had the superior Pat Mahomes, and there's a side prize for that. It should have gone to them, but it really wasn't for them. One field goal and one disconnect. To be fair, really was a difference. So you got to make sure you don't change something too dramatically, and make sure game two is pretty much the same as game one. This time you get the dub.
Yeah, I can 100% agree with this one. No real massive changes. The issues that we were talking about with like, yeah, with Demolender and with Kinglon earlier, with like them not utilizing certain players and stuff like this, that really is a conversation of the past. You could kind of make that argument for Kadarius Tony within Kinglon's side, but at the end of the day, I mean, you got three great receivers. Rasheed Rice, Marquise Valdez Scantling, and who am I forgetting? And Mecole Hardman Jr. Excuse me. Then you throw in, just a little name like Travis Kelsey. Now you have four different options. You really don't need a fifth one at that point if you're just looking for somebody to kind of like pull attention from your defense.
Yeah, I have no idea who that Travis Kelsey guy is, but the other guys are totally sure and totally impactful for the squad. So I'm with you 100%. We always talked about what it takes to do something a little bit off kilter, a little bit of unorthodox, to make sure you get the
Mhm.
dub. But I think both these two teams know that they can't surprise anybody. It's not about being creative now. It's really about execution. execution and making sure you get there faster than the opponent's there.
Yeah, just play on the day right here. Honestly, like, yes, there will be trick plays, there will be sneaky plays, but like, even with these coming, I don't think that either of these players who have a lot of experience with the Kansas City Chiefs are going to necessarily be like, just like, oh, what was that play? I've never seen that one in the playbook before. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. Like I was like, whoa. I mean, I've been studying this thing for weeks upon months, but they found the one play I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Not for Andy Reid's Kansas City Chiefs. Short break, guys. We're gonna be setting up game two coming in here in just a little bit. Umpy with a lead and an advantage within this series. We'll be back in just a second. and welcome back. Our first overtime barn burner of the day, a 38-35 victory for Umpy over Kinglon. FBI Tugboat here with Novanta. Novanta, how you feeling?
I'm feeling all right, man. Really gotta get right back into game two because you all know it's about momentum. Umpy, King Lon. This is the best of three, so I can't wait to see how this one shakes out.
Yes, the last opportunity here for Kinglon after a shellacking of the Molander here. Both teams with the Kansas City Chiefs. We will, of course, be looking at another 15-yard one. No decision for Mecole Hardman Jr., at least not to start this one out.
Looks like King Lon's going to be in the white with Umpy in the red. Which interesting to say that Umpy has the one game in hand. So if Umpy wins this one, he moves on, or they move
Yes,
on.
sir.
Excuse me.
Yep. Umpy on the defense right here. We're switching perspectives. We took a look at Kinglon earlier. Now we want to look at a little bit of a different look within the same team, though, Novanta. Taking keys to victory, really big. Man, these two. I mean, there's a reason why this went to overtime and went to 38-35. These are two very evenly matched players, man.
Yeah, evenly matched players, evenly matched teams, and definitely one of the hardest places to play in the game, Arrowhead.
Who barely gets this one out. The defense here for Umpy showing up strong early on for just outside of a sack.
Yeah, just outside seems to be a common trend here. I feel like if this was another week, we would have fumbles left and right. But hey, you know what? Good for the stats of Matt Holmes, that's for sure.
Ooh, arms up, arms inside, and another almost sack situation here for the King Long controlled Patrick Mahomes. Umpy, whatever you figured out on defense, it is working so far.
How long they're talking about? How long is the name of the game? Because we see how these teams are so good at adjusting to each other. So it's a good plan for now, but I'm waiting for plan
Whew,
B.
barely gets
Whoa.
this one now. The bailout factor, Mecole Hardman Jr. goes for 22, a fresh set of downs, and a little bit of pressure relieved from King Long's offense.
And Kinglon's office is pretty cool and pretty helpful, but also was helpful as the Army National Guard. I give a shout out to them and their support here today. Soldiers in the Guard may qualify to receive education benefits from state and federal tuition assistance programs, and soldiers in the Guard have the opportunity to gain transferable skills and leadership qualities outside the workplace or the classroom. Learn more at nationalguard.com.
Once again, folks, you can join the National Guard part time, still have your main time job, just your monthly commitments within, and that's not even talking about further education yet. Still able to do that and get tuition assistance federally and from the state, the Army National Guard. Second and 10 coming up here for the King Lon led Kansas City Chiefs offense. Back in the gun for one of the first times in this game. He's been swallowed up in the pocket, or just outside his shot, swallowed up in the pocket a couple of times. Now throwing from the outside. That's an easy pick. Connor now dashing the other way. Umpy looking for six. Patrick Mahomes comes in.
Oh,
That's a fumble and a recover from the other side. The big man running. Another fumble! Right on the end zone. Oh my God. Cook picks it up in the last second. It's first and goal now for Umpy. What
whoa,
just
whoa.
happened?
I'm sitting there being like, I wish it was fumbles. I got all the fumbles in that one. It was going one way, then
Umpy,
the other way, then going the other way back. That was the most wildest thing I've seen all day.
Umpy immediately hits the record on that one after a couple changes of possession within the same. Talk about starting this one off with a bang.
Yeah, I just saw that for a second fumble, or the first fumble rolling off the ankle, and I go, well, that's it. So much for a run. And then somehow they got it back. I'm speechless.
I was so impressed watching Patrick Mahomes beat feet, putting it to the corner right here. And I was almost laughing. I was like, oh, he's coming in. No, he's not just coming in for the tackle. He's coming in for the strip sack. Comes in, picks it up, and then gets fumbled himself. Pacheco just easy Sunday walk inside for the best earned touchdown of this day so far. That was 3 turnovers in the same play, folks.
You know what? It's when they talk to you about being skillful and you don't have to get ready if you stay ready. You know, you're so good at the game that when you get a fumble working in your favor, or two fumbles working in your favor, be able to convert. So props to Humpy, they score
It's
first.
just a weird thing to say out loud. 2 fumble recoveries in your favor in the same freaking, or well, I guess a pick in your favor and then a fumble recovery in your favor, or whatever. Honestly, I'm not even sure if I'm calling that one right. What a wonky play to start this one off.
Yeah, well, 7 points in hand, definitely more. You don't want to give the guy with a series advantage the scoring advantage, but that's exactly what we have right here.
Kinglon has shown that he can come out fast and loud early. This was a terrible situation that ended up against him. Now going to be another one, Miko Hardman Jr., fair catch, starting this one on the 25.
Okay, so here's a new challenge. You get a ball in 25. You're down by seven. It's early enough, yeah, but you really got to establish what the pace is going to be. And so it's really up to Kinglon and his attack here in this drive.
Yeah, and that's going to decide what Umpy does next on his offensive push. Kinglon gets either 3 or 0. Now it's a lot more comfortable situation because these two Kansas City Chiefs teams have proven that scoring on pretty much every offensive drive is going to be the pace that is set. That is the theme that has been established. See what he does in the gun, Mahomes to McKinnon right here. I do like this as well because Pacheco has just been such a like a big pull of attention, right? Getting Jarek McKinnon involved equally, man, maybe not equally skilled. I don't want to start drawing that. I don't want to start that conversation. Skilled within his own right, definitely less of a pass catching running back. I think that's a fair statement to say. But still getting him involved and showing that this running game isn't just by Isaiah Pacheco and then Patrick Mahomes with necessity.
Yeah, I think some variety is good, but sometimes people get into the idea of doing too much variety and tries to share the wealth evenly, which can also be a pattern people could pick up on. But if you stick on one person that works for you, say 6 or 8 times out of 10, and then you do the sucker punch with somebody else, and that's a way to keep things fresh by making sure your number one tool gets used.
We got almost a full I formation right here. Mahomes now Pacheco got a leading blocker there from 83. That's Noah Gray doing exactly what he needs. Big old man like Noah Gray ahead of you is going to result in big rushes every single time. Pacheco picks up just shy of 20.
It was critical sidestep there. It was a juke that I'm not sure that Ergo knew how critical it was. Worked out for them though. Able to get what 15 more yards after that one, maybe even more.
Yeah, especially after the initial like contact, right? Yards after contact. That has been one of the most favorite stats to be quoted. And it's interesting that we now have access to that within the IRL version of the game, of course. Tracking that within Madden's been easier for quite a while now, given the computational nature of the video game. Mahomes all the way back up and down. Another pick. Reed, the best thing he needs to do right now is just hold on to this, tries to get past, and Miko Hartman Jr. is taking a couple of really, really nice passes so far. Now gets himself a tackle.
Look, Pat Mahomes is one of the elite QBs in the game. You even know that the elite Pat Mahomes has limits. Once you do that extra long rotation and get it off, it's an extra second to have it picked off. That's exactly what
I,
happened there.
he's a shooter. Just whenever the bullet pass is there, it's gonna come in. It's gonna thread the needle, and he's going to get big yardage. Whenever he lofts it up like that, it's gonna be picks from players named Reed and Watson very, very frequently. Mahomes
Hmm.
back into the gun yet again, steps into it. Huge pocket ahead of him. Cook realizes this and puts some pressure on, but that's going to be enough to get a pass out to Miko Hardman Jr., even though that's way, way out of bounds. And inside, that'd have been a touchdown. He had his cornerback beat,
Yeah,
coverage beaten right there, but oh well.
it's good play drawn up, but definitely not the execution they wanted.
Out is Scantling and Kelsey covering each other up. That's going to go to Kelsey right here. Takes it right down the line. Little hop step after that one to avoid the first tackle. And that's going to get an extra, 5 or 6 yards just when it was necessary. Well, as I say that, actually, they're on the 8. This is, you want to be like 3, maybe 4 or less, or on like the 12, right?
Yeah,
It's you can
yeah.
have that first down capabilities. Doesn't matter when your name is Isaiah Pacheco.
Wow. Well, there you go. Two interceptions slash fumble. Well, the first one was kind of a both a whole interception, but two interceptions. Two.
Interception, 2 fumbles, and a touch. I don't know,
Yeah,
man. I just don't know.
the scorekeeper is going to have a field day today, but either way, the score is the same 14. Forget the back and forth. It's now two scores with nary an answer there for Umpy is now in the driver's seat.
Yeah, the good news is, of course, we got some solid content as well, right? That's going to be a clip that'll be replayed for a while. Umpy's got control of that one as well after he immediately, like it happened, he hit the pause button and immediately went for the Xbox auto record last 30 seconds. 14-0 right now as Umpy has established this pace. This is exactly what we were talking about coming in to this game. Umpy 1-0 in the series, Umpy 14-0 in this game right now. Now really is your time to just like, whoa, that was a really, really bad blown pass. Miko Hardman's going to go for 6. Never mind. Take everything I said,
Mm,
throw it out with yesterday's recycling.
Yeah, my notes. I was going to say, what if, what if, what if? Three scores unanswered, but there's the answer right there. Lead's not going to be effectively cut in half, and King Long gets in the game.
Yeah, so the other big slog factor to this, like the long marathon endurance play, in fact, that you have to think about is Kinglon's defense. They're now going to be on the field for almost the entirety of this. I mean, 99 rushing yards is fantastic for this squad, but the simple fact remains that even a great defense cannot just cannot sustain through being on the field for eight. I mean, there's literally one play offensively. Everything else has been a kickoff play with special teams and then defense.
Yeah, I understand that, and I think that that defense thing has been the secret sauce for them, and that's definitely something that Umpy will have to overcome. They have the lead for now, but again, you gotta think that touchdown didn't happen if you're Umpy, and just pretend as if you have the lead anyway, and tack on as many as you can.
Memory of a goldfish. Memory of a goldfish. I mean, like Novanta said, lead of one is no real lead indeed within the great game of Madden.
Mhm.
That's always the phrase I use with Rocket League, right? But
Yeah, absolutely.
there you go. I knew you recognized it. Mahomes, yep, little scramble right up the middle. This is going to be mega blown coverage. You have to assume with a running quarterback like Patrick Mahomes that you got to leave a linebacker across the middle, zone or not really. Mahomes all the way back again, no pocket there. It's the deep bomb. Cornerback is there as well. Snead gets a little bit of influence on this one, but it's not gonna be enough. Another 6 points in the form of a bomb delivery down from Patrick Mahomes.
Shout out to our production because my hands were up as if I'm the ref. That had every marking of not connecting, and just like that, it's 21-7 because it did connect.
Just like that, Umpy back with a two-score lead. The absolute least. Those are touchdowns required just to tie. Now, Butker boots this one back to the corner. This is much closer. I might even consider taking that. This Kadarius Tony, I believe, on the fair catch.
Yeah, I thought it would have gone for it too, but you know me, I'm always about that life.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Didn't even have to ask. Have to ask. You have to go to Australia to get that answer.
Hey,
Nico Hartman Jr. quick shot to the outside. That there has been two passing plays for the Kinglon Kansas City offense. They have both gone to Miko Hardman Jr. One was for 86 yards, if I remember, and one was for 4.
that's memories does, sir. I think that's pretty much similar, right? I think I agree with that. But here's another opportunity here, though. If you're Umpy, do you try to do another deep bomb right there? Do you try to like to run the clock? I mean, you have a two score advantage. You know what I mean?
It's technically, I guess, within the game recording is technically a rush because it was a backwards pass, blah, 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 whatever. It was a throw. There was distance between them. There was reception on the other side. And game can record whatever it wants. Into first quarter, 21-7.
21-7, and it seems like it almost feels like we already played an entire game in a quarter.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you're King Lon, you're gonna be really happy. It's not an entire game in one quarter because I mean, really, like we've said before, whatever the score is at halftime can be undone on the second half. Two mirror quarters. The backwards pass it again. This one's gonna come out to a little bit of a different result. Valdez Scantling gonna find his first. That's what 2 yards. Yeah, 3rd and 6 coming up.
Yeah, try to go for the stiff arm, just got stiff armed of the stiff arm, and then didn't really get any gains after that.
What happens when an immobile stiff arm meets an unstoppable stiff arm?
Right.
Surveying the field. That's Hartman Jr. Gets his hands on it, but the defensive coverage is there. Michael Hartman Jr. whining for a flag. Life imitating art, or art imitating life a little bit too much.
I didn't want to say anything, but imagine playing in a Madden tournament and someone's like, "Hey, you want to play Madden?" Like, "Oh, not now. I'm this close to getting myself on the board. What are we doing?"
Yeah, I did. I thought that was hilarious. Bomb territory. There you go. Cue the music. There's the air raid siren coming out because
Whoa.
that is another King Lon bomb gonna be landing. One after attempt stays perfect for Butker.
Yeah, forget about strategies now. I'm tearing all my stuff up. Everyone's going playground style. Remember
Yep.
NFL Street? Jeepers.
Yep. Yep. Everyone making a clip. Everyone, you did not throw less than 35-yard bombs or passes, really. Then again, we also pretty much always return the kicks. That was also before the 25-yard decision. The kind of change in rules there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. It's been a wonky day, man, between crazy plays and resets and stuff like that. So I wouldn't be able to put it past us.
It was true. It was true. I and once again, spring football kickoff rules, yada yada. Rush right up the middle of Pacheco, another 3 yards.
There's an opportunity now there if you're Umpy to put it beyond down, to get yourself back on to score even playing. And what was that slide down? And
Huh.
somehow Mahomes is not injured.
Yeah, what he started the slide down and looked like a player went for a really low tackle, kind of hit him up off of the ground, so he was not down and did get the first. So obviously sliding, you're down pretty much wherever you start the slide. As soon as that the back of the knee kind of hits down right there. Now surveying every part of this field, Kinglon on the defense right now is just going to be looking for something. Mahomes audibles upon audibles and back in the gun. Pacheco to his left, playing bodyguard duties on this play, gets out a very quick shot to Kelsey. Just going to be a couple of yards.
Yeah, I was kind of looking for another one of those bomb plays. Maybe I got lulled into not a sense of security, but a sense of everyone throwing the playbooks against the wall. But that was a measured play, and it got them some gains, probably not as much as they wanted.
It'll be the end of not the end, the 2 minute warning, excuse me, here for the second quarter. I need time to think about this one. Umpy, honestly, ideally would want to eat up about 100 or a minute and 40 seconds or so before he even gets to the end zone. Ideally, burn out every single second that you can right here because you don't want to give Kinglon an opportunity on their side.
Now you don't want that, definitely, because once you have King Long playing their man, you saw how they can run up the score if given the opportunity. So, like I said before, it is a race against time. What a tackle there! What a sack!
Nicely done. That's going to be third sack of these two games so far, if memory serves. Of course, game one going to overtime as well. These Mahomeses have generally been able to get this ball out before the sack does come in. Pass out to Pacheco. That's going to purchase them a lot of wiggle room.
Yeah, it's kind of hard because everything kind of runs together between the restart of the first game and this one as it goes. But sacks are rare, but I do remember that happening a lot in the series.
Steps back, nicely
Ooh.
done. That's going to be we keep Mecole Hardman Jr. as the Umpy led Patrick Mahomes stays practically perfect. Missed one so far. That was the pick, if I remember right.
Yeah, but it almost seems like the Pat Mahomes curse because didn't King Long have the better Mahomes last game?
Yeah, no, definitely, definitely. When it came to yardage and Kinglon's completion, yeah, with Kinglon's completion right here. So 209 total yards, almost all of it coming through the air. I think there's 25 or so coming on the ground.
Absolutely. Well, the thing I gotta understand now with the time running down in the second half, and it's only one score. I mean, it does seem like it's a bigger chasm than it is because we've seen 2 goal advantages. If I'm King Lon, maybe turn the running game for a while.
And Darius Tony on the hook. Nice. He's covered all the way up right there. That's going to be Kelsey getting to the outside, continuously playing the bailout type factor. Um, I I mean, I feel like you have to incorporate some of this. You have a timeout. Incorporate some of this into the running game.
Well, yeah, I mean that's what now's the time to do that. I feel like the running game is great. We haven't seen a lot of it here because the flashy plays are deep passes, but now's the time to really just try that.
Run right up the middle, Mahomes for a sack, though. There's the timeout that we were looking for.
There's 16 seconds here in the first half, and maybe one more chance to score. Maybe.
Oh, there's
Oh,
the pick! Just at the perfect timing. That's going to be Mahomes coming in for the tackle again. Not going to have the same fumble Rooskies type situation. King
oh,
Lawn.
fumble Rooskies is the worst kind of fumble. I'll be honest with you, but you're talking about the momentum over the half, and getting that late or deep stage interception is not good news if you're umping.
Oh, it is not. Oh, it is not. Now, the question 5 turnovers on this. Of course, 3 of them came from the same play. So, something to keep in mind. 8 seconds is enough to work with, though. This could be a long bomb down the middle Oh my goodness, or this could be a sack of potatoes right down the middle. 2nd and 20 here, as this is now just, say your prayers, Hail Mary territory.
Yeah, I mean, look, I can give you some of that. Why not? I like Hail Marys. I just think that we went from having none of them to having so many of them, and now we're back in a situation with them.
Okay, just going to be a run play taken into the second half. I'm not against this.
Yeah, it's fine. There's our halftime, and Chiefs for Chiefs, man. Close game as expected, especially going from the first game having it be almost a tie and only a field goal separating them. This is totally playing to the script we have at hand.
Definitely is. Well, a single. Oh, onside kick already. Okay, so this is Kinglon realizing that Umpy could get this ball back and then just run out pretty much like the rest of this clock. That's a pretty big hit. Okay, Valdez Scaling going to be able to hold on to it though.
Okay,
But
yeah,
and also at the end of the day, I'm thinking, okay, I'm either going to give it to on the 25 or I'm going to give it to on the 28 or the 48, excuse me. And a single bomb play is pretty much the same for either of these two, especially with how this game has been going.
definitely a crunch time situation. I know it's only the third, but I mean, the last thing you want to do is put yourself in a sort of out. So we had the onside kick. It's going the other way now. But if it was an interception or a pick going back to King Long, then it could be a whole different game.
Back in the gun. Pacheco, perfect timing on the bullet pass. Patrick Mahomes looks like he is back to fighting form. Umpy coming off the back of the second half here and getting the kickoff too. Vantage in. Pacheco down the middle actually
Ooh.
opens up everything on the right side. The 3, the 2, the 1, and that's 6 on the board.
Well, there you have it there, Tongue Monk going to resolve, seeing that you don't bend and break and finding a way to get to the end. And now we're back to that two score cushion there for Umpy.
And this is so dangerous, of course, because Umpy is up in this series. It's a best of 3. That was a 38-35 overtime situation that Umpy came out on top of off the back of a practically red zone or practically an end zone pick. Sorry, long day today here, guys. Practically an end zone pick that gave the other team fantastic positioning. That was just a quick 3-1 on the board after the single possession from the starting squad. 14-28. Kinglon continues to try and figure this one out.
Well, figuring one out's kind of been their special sauce because every time I feel like it's going to be
Yep.
over for them, what a wait!
What?
It was dropped.
Forstrom? That's the third string running back, or not running back, excuse me, wide receivers, I believe. So maybe just no star power there has a difference. I mean, that was wide open. That was right in the hands. There was nobody behind him.
Thought that was money. I thought that was money in the bank, but it's not the case. But I was going to say, every time you think that King Long's going to be dropping too far behind, they get themselves back in this one. So let's see that more is the same.
Another play right here. Miko Hartman Jr. takes to the outside, gets up to about, 9 yards up, almost the first down right here. Not on the gun. See if that tells us something. Mahomes back on over. Same play. A little bit of tricky stuff. Miko
Ooh.
Hardman Jr. jukes out 2. Almost gets around the third. Getting around the third would have been 6 points.
Yes, it would have, but that was such a weird hit. I thought I was going to knock the ball loose. So maybe some of column A and column B there.
Umpy forcing the encroachment here at 1st and 5, giving him a little bit better position from the 50. Pacheco takes the rock, gets up another 9-yard run. This is a defense from Umpy that's got to shut this down. Yeah, I mean, they always say, right? 3 yards, cloud of dust, first down every time. Well, how about 9 yards in a cloud of dust?
Oh yeah, definitely the being put down as hard as the forceful is. I'm not sure why you juked into the crowd. But that's exactly what happened there. Unfortunate run for Pacheco.
Yeah, that could have been a little bit more. Started out looking like 10, maybe even 12, ended up at only about 7, but spanning this and keeping this clock a running is not going to be the name of the game for a Kinglon squad that is down in the series 1-0 and down the game by 2 scores.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Like it really does feel like there's a dark cloud hanging over the King Line offensive attack. I mean, they're getting forward and having some advancements, but I do feel it's kind of like scratching and clawing more than having an actual offensive play here.
Pacheco, rocket hand, nobody out there. And then once again, okay, I was going to say once again, kind of a poor play to get into the crowd right here. tries to disappear through it and does a decent job of that, cutting towards the middle and gets a little bit extra, but the outside corner seemed like it was the ideal place to go.
I would say it's a phenomenal job. It's just that you got to go through like 10 guys. You know?
And hey, if it works, it works. Checo, once again, I love what he's doing here. He's really switching this one up, and especially against an Umpy squad that has been playing a whole lot of zone, um, and just really making them work for it all the way through. But Checo has just been an absolute stud. 10 rushes now here in a game when they'd be happy sometimes to put that up across a full game. Still another quarter of football to go. 2-1, not going to snap it. To the fourth quarter we go, Levanta.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking for a bit of those running plays, and I was sitting here lamenting and belly aching, but we got that in spades. So, I like the fact they're able to do that and run the clock to an advantage. Because look, they have two, in this case, Kinglon, have two scores to have to make, but you don't have to do it so quickly where you let your opponent a chance to get in the game. So, use the clock, burn the clock, put yourself on the board, and maybe force a win.
And the onside kick is almost certainly going to be on the docket once Kinglon gets this, if he gets it. Now with a first and goal from the 4, and Pacheco getting the rock last like 5 or 6 plays. Seems like this is going to be a little bit of writing on the wall, a little bit. Nice block, and inside, Pacheco does get up there, and Kinglon shaves this lead down to 7.
Wow, poor Pacheco. Good thing injuries are turned off because he got knocked in half there. Wow. It's good.
Point after attempt is good right there. Onside kick defense coming in. Noah Gray, Jarek McKinnon, and Kadarius Tony sitting on the line right now. That's going to be Noah Gray closer. That's going to be a touch. Nope. Okay, does not get knocked out of the hands of Valdez Scantling Jr. That's going to be really, I mean, last time it was 48. That's a lot more manageable. Now you're talking about giving up a field goal essentially. If they get a first down in here and they get a field goal, now it's another two-score 10-point game.
Yeah, I think that now more than ever, it's super critical that's the case.
Barely gets
Oof.
this from the outside defense. Really coming in strong for King Long in the first play of this one. Patrick Holmes is going to know a numpy, gets a message shot across his bow.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about, right? Like you ran out of space, and good thing they got it off and thrown away. But I think the mission here more than ever is they have to score to really put that pace down. So maybe the pressure's all on Umpy, despite the fact they're in the lead.
Yeah, so barring interception, I mean, fumbles again just being so rare, barring interception, this is a field goal at worst type situation for Umpy. And what that means, of course, is just run the ball, run this clock. Kinglon's got 3 of them, make him use every one.
Yeah, why not? Look, you have these tools at your disposal to force your opponent to use those things, and based on a pace and a situation, a trap you laid is an extra feeling, an extra feather in the cap, if you will.
Loftus attacking the right side for the second time in this game. Now Pacheco right up the middle. Going to be a gain of about 3 on this one as the Umpy led Isaiah Pacheco doing just as good as the Kinglon led Isaiah Pacheco. Audibles upon audibles called from Mahomes back in the gun. Nobody back right here. Nobody to hang out with, but Pacheco right there does get touched as he hits the ground. We could take this one all the way to the 2-minute warning.
Well, this is pretty cool. Like we saw the fact I was able to go for the catch on the slide. Yeah, you don't get any extra yards after the catch, but you do the advantage. You move yourself up, timeout call right before the 2-minute warning. Fantastic.
Okay, so that's going to be the first King Lund here. I think he might have been assuming that Umpy was going to do that, but now we're going to get a ball snapped and then a 2-minute warning called immediately after this. If you're just talking about like, yeah, the math on this one, you wanted to either do this like 15 seconds ago or just immediately afterwards. If you're Umpy and you want to run this clock, then snap it at 2:01 or whatever else like that, and get at least a little bit more time run off this one.
I want to give them the benefit of the doubt because that the game assisted clock was going a bit haywire as far as the placement of it. But I would have gone to the 2-minute warning anyway, and then try to use my timeouts strategically as we get closer. But that's just me. And this is why I'm in the
Yeah.
booth, not playing. So,
Ding, ding, ding. Yes, you will not be seeing Novanta nor FBI Tugboat playing at the
oof.
NFL draft in Michigan, Detroit, April 25th and 27th. Now, you got to go for I was gonna say you got to go for 3 right here. Cannot go for this one. Just this is just math based 10-point game now. Umpy is gonna have to get the ball back, score onside kick attempt, and then score again. The good news is that the real defining factor to this one is that onside kick, of course. You can start out with a field goal, and you're still gonna have to go for the onside kick. A loss of 7, a loss of 3, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, absolutely. I understand that the field goal would have been the right choice, but it's really hard to peg down because there's so many times in Madden where you really want to shut the door on your opponent, and so you try to go all. So there's a part of me that wanted Umpy to go for it, but I totally understand why they didn't.
Yep. 10-point game right now. Again, Kinglon could come up, get another 30 yards or so, kick the field goal with plenty of time left, attempt the onside kick, then they get it back. Now they have to get a touchdown. But this is proving to be decently, not easy, but it's just frequently coming for both of these squads in the form of touchdowns. Johnson's all the way out there. Valdez Scantling comes up, snatches this one out of the air, and gets it down. Now Kinglon's got to hurry up. There it is. There's the no huddle. Just a few seconds run off of this one, all the way back in the shotgun right now as Pacheco will provide duties for a second, then rolls out to provide something. Rice has got to get to the outside and does. Clock stopped.
That was critical there to stop the clock there to have a chance to reset. You're right. It definitely is going to be a challenge for King Long to make this happen, especially the way the clock goes down the last minute of the game. But that's the best way they could have done.
And another 10, 15-yard pass or so will get them involved. Is that going to. I have no idea. Was that. That was not a delay of game. I'm not 100% sure what that was. Maybe just pushing the lineman up across. No idea. No idea. First and 15 is going to be a lot harder, though.
I would assume it was encroachment, but I didn't see the actual play there.
It's first and 15, though, so against the offense, right? I'm not sure. Oh, well.
Fair, 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 fair,
Miko
fair, fair.
Hardman outside. Is that a stop clock? It is. That's going to be for a solid 8. And move this just a little bit more. This would be like a 63 or 65-yard field goal or something like that. So this is not really doable, even with a kicker like Butker. So still got a couple more plays necessary.
True, but I would totally go for a 65 yarder. Why not? That's like the glory situation.
Oh, glory days. Well, fast chip late breakup still going to be enough against Travis Kelsey. Clock stopped. You got 2 more plays really before you start talking about not having enough time on the other side of the successful onside kick recovery to get that back for the touch.
I mean, stranger things have happened, but as good as Umpy has been, it pretty much be a tall order for that to be the case.
Timeout called Umpy's first. Be just a little bit more time necessary to figure out their defense here. We saw them flipping across a couple of different things and now just surveying what's available. And this one out, I believe that was a form of zone 2. Really, anybody up on the line and no pressure. Really big bomb. Rashid Rice gets to the outside as well. And now, yeah, like I feel like you just don't even go for a touch, right? Like because you go for a touch, and if you get the onside kick, it's still. Or if you try the onside kick and you don't get it, it's the same exact thing. There you go. Yeah,
Yeah,
don't burn out any more of this clock right here.
yeah, absolutely. Let's see if they get it past the point. It's gonna be close. Oh, it's in there.
Is going to be enough. This has just got a lot more manageable, but an onside kick attempt coming in for the side of Kinglon. This is the game right here. Bounces and bounces. There's a flag. They're going to
Mm.
get it again. They will not. Umpy gets it back. And this is a kneel down situation. This game has concluded.
Oh my goodness. Well, here's a chance to do one more. Oh no, dang. Okay, you're right. GG's everybody. Umpy wins this one in a straight set.
Yep, three timeouts be a different story for Kinglon. But again, on the universe that we're living in presently. Umpy gonna be pushing this one on along. Let's check out the bracket. I got it right here for you guys. Put it in chat a little while ago if you guys want to check it out. Umpy gonna be playing against Juice X Tay 10. Juice X Tay 10 had what? Yeah, just a beat down there of Ferraro in the quarterfinals, semifinals. Luke Step fell as well. Taking a look at Juice Tay and kind of following them on along. That was Mario G in the quarterfinals, I guess, and then the first round. I don't talk to me either. I don't talk to Mel. I don't talk to Mel or something like that. Juice XT has not lost a game across 4 matches coming in to the 5th right now. Umpy did drop one. That was Boss in the second round right there. but this one was rather close. Still went the way of Umpy. Looking forward to the finals in a little bit, Devonta.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Umpy at GG's, even with all the delays and having to basically play the first half and the second half to keep that focus, keep that resolve, and keep that scoring strategy, can have a bit of a respite as they're one step closer to going to Detroit.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. One of these players going to be punching their ticket to the top four right here. We are going to be looking at a mild break coming up in just a little bit, guys. But the Rally Cry Collegiate Series, man, we were talking about it a little bit earlier. There's so many thousands and thousands of dollars being given away. We got the FGC love. We got some Counter Strike. We obviously have Madden here on the day, as well as, of course, little flying car soccer. The big name of the game here, though, of course, is the ability for the first and second player from this total series, Open Qualifier Finals 4 now going on, to go forth to the NFL Draft, Detroit, Michigan, April 25th and 27th, to play for either $2,500 or $1,500.
Yeah, forget about forget about the bragging rights. Just being able to network with those and say, hey, look, it was my skills with the thumbs and forefingers that got me here. Well, props to everyone that does make it that far, but it's going to be a challenge.
Yeah, no one's going to be getting down there easily. In fact, I love the perseverance from a lot of these players. Like a lot of these guys, Jordy, for example, saw them interviewed. Obviously, they got way farther down the finals earlier and whatnot. But it's just the perseverance of in playing. There's so many names that I'm recognizing from even Open Qualifier #1, the very first time we did this, like 7-8 weeks ago, however long ago it was, to just say like, okay, didn't punch a ticket. Now gonna continue to just pursue on in the pursuit of greatness here within Madden 24 with again ticket punch to the NFL draft, Detroit, Michigan. Guys, we're gonna go to a very short break. We're gonna get the next one set up. This is the finals coming out, the last match of the day. Don't tune away at all. You would be disappointed.